Hi there all, Vince Barnes, Intergroup Australia. We're international forwarders and customs brokers. I've got 47 years in the international trade area, and today I'm joined by our freight manager of worldly experience, Rob Naumovski. Good morning, Rob.
Morning, Vince. How are you?
Very good. We're going to talk about an Incoterm used in international trade called FOB, which is freight on board, which is probably the most used term of sale for international trade globally. What that means is that the cost of the goods actually includes not only the production cost of the goods, but it also includes the costs for getting that consignment to the point of export. So if it's travelling by ship, it's including all costs and services to get that consignment to the point of export. If it's an air freight consignment, it's up to the point and on board the aircraft and out as per the agreed terms of sale. It it includes whatever services have been agreed to in the original sale agreement, and it's, as I said, it's probably one of the most used terms globally in international trade. It can include a number of things which include services and documents and things. I might throw to Rob to expand on that.
The cost of sale includes the trucking to the wharf or airport if it's air freight, the customs export clearance stocks. Different countries have different requirements. It's basically to get it onto the water or in the air, awaiting for its arrival, where the consignee can take control of it upon arrival into that destination. That's pretty much what it entails.
Yeah, one thing I can think of off the cuff why that becomes important. If there's documentation required for a free trade agreement, like a certificate of origin, in some regions, say using our good friends in China as the example, a certificate of origin for the Australia-China free trade agreement could be anything up to $500 US just for one document. So having that understood, who pays for that documentation, and that's only just one document in a document set, you start to understand why Incoterms become important, because of the cost of getting business done in an international trade environment. Also, FOB terms still give the consignee the ability to dictate how the goods move and with who. Once again, the consignor, the producer of the goods, is getting the goods ready for export and has received instructions from their buyer, and their buyer can nominate how those goods move, which freight forwarder, which shipping line, which airline. They can still dictate how those goods move, and importantly, what service that is to happen. And something we haven't really covered much in our previous subject was the different modes of air freight. There can be different timelines in terms with air freight. If you could expand on that, Rob.
Being FOB, we still talk to the consignee, obviously, because the consignee engages us for our services, for our expertise. We get in touch with our agent gets in touch with the supplier, and basically makes the booking on either which vessel, service, or which airline and service
Yes.
is beneficial to us. They give us a quotation, of course. We advise the cost to the consignee. The consignee is happy to proceed with a direct service or indirect, more cost-effective service. We will provide this information to our agent. Our agent will advise the booking details to the supplier. The supplier will then has to ensure that all responsibilities are met to catch that vessel or get to the airport in time to make cutoff, and then away the shipment goes, and the consignee waits for it to arrive.
Yeah. And look, Rob, how many times have we had clients on the phone where they've just allowed the other end to dictate how goods move, and particularly with air freight in the latter end of the year, where certain hubs around the world get congested, say Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and freight sits sometimes for 1 or 2 weeks before it gets the second aircraft to come to Australia. It just blows timelines out, and that's something that can happen quite easily with the pressure on global airlines at the moment. In example,
they already sold the items to the consignor.
yes,
So they've made their profit. What they're trying to do here in a lot of instances, they're trying to skim a little bit more, add a little bit more profit to their bottom line by arranging their friendly shipping. They should be sending it just to the airport where our guys have put in place a booking, a favourable booking for our consignee, for our clients, to ensure that they're not ripped off.
exactly right. And intergroups will be acting in our clients' best interest to not only achieve best timeline for their cargo within the bounds of what's been asked for, but also making sure the cost is in control. It just once it's left to other people's devices, that's where the trouble begins.
If I can also just make a quick note on, it's not necessarily always just the cost which the consignor or our clients look at. We have control of all the documentation. Our agent does, I beg your pardon, but as an extension of us. So we know we can chase documentation a lot easier. We don't have to wait just for arrival notices from the nominated agent here. We can request documentation straight away. Start the pre-clearance of these shipments to ensure their customs cleared prior to arrival. It's a win-win
Yes.
for the consignee.
Yeah, that's right, and cuts down on time and makes sure that we address any issues that need to be taken care of in due course.
Correct.
FOB, from my perspective, is probably the most favourable term of sale. It gives a balance to both sides of the equation. It gives some control to the consignor. They have the ability to work some of their own terms into the agreement, and it allows the consignee, the buyer, to have reasonable control. They only have to worry about the goods once they get to the point of export, and they then leverage off their sellers' knowledge, local knowledge at the point of export, to get the goods through the local customs requirements and the processes to get them on board a ship or an aircraft and to Australia. So, as we always say, if you've got a question, ask. Even if you think it's a simple question,
Always ask.
ask it, because I guarantee you'll be surprised at some of the answers you'll get back.